In this episode,
all three died of cancer, different forms of cancer.
Right.
You don't have that. They're showing you old age, like old lady, you're going to end up shriveled and like a prune and short. You're going to shrink. You can never blame yourself for that. That was the right choice. He made you feel insecure. He wants you to remember the good things. You have a big, long life ahead of you. So he wants to say that in public now. Ever since I was little, I had a strange and uncanny ability to know things about people. But when I was 19, I was the victim of violence, and I had a really strange out-of-body experience. The worst day of my life became the best day because it left me with an ability to help others in a really deep and meaningful way. I'm able to connect and communicate and share messages from our loved ones who've passed on and are part of spirit now. And it's all about hope, healing, forgiveness, and most of all, love. I'm Colette Baron-Reid, and I'm here to share messages from spirit. Soft patty cake. You're my favorite. So I'm definitely picking up an alcoholic person here in this quadrant. So do we have for you, or for you? Yes? It would be you. Well, I didn't, okay, so it would be you then. Okay, this would be your dad then.
Right.
Okay, but he died quite a few years ago, correct?
Yes.
Like 15 even, or 20?
20.
Could have been, right. So your mom has also passed.
Yes.
So she had cancer, is this correct? So
Yes.
But she died after your father?
Right.
Right. What's an 8? Did she die in August?
My sister died 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Okay, so we have another one. All right, so I had another 8 years. So everybody's passed, actually, in your family.
Right.
I feel like sad around your sister. Did she leave a family abruptly?
Yes.
Is this correct? Okay, so it's not it felt everybody just felt so shocked around her passing.
Yes.
Yes. Does she have esophageal cancer? I can't swallow. What is it?
My mother had endocrine cancer,
Your
but
mother's
my
the one.
sister had kidney cancer.
No, this one then it's talking now, your mom.
Oh,
All
that
right,
would
so-
be my dad had esophagus cancer.
Okay. This is esophageal cancer. They're naming their diseases to know who we're talking to because
Okay.
they feel all the same over there. You actually had even though your family was a little, they want to say, I like to use the word festive when it's dysfunctional. But you were very loved. You had a lot of love in your family. So typically, the first reading I do usually is a really big, deep apology, and I'm not really getting that. Mostly, I'm getting your sister saying sorry for going so quickly, and you got left with a lot of her stuff to deal with, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, so she's saying, because you guys didn't get along all that good for a bit of time, and then
That's
you
right.
really connected, and she was so grateful to you for, and actually it's interesting because the esophageal cancer person is the one that's facilitating this, because you're, for us to talk right now, because he's the one that's wanting to make everybody come together. Do you understand this?
Yes.
He's showing that he was a splintering of the family. He splintered the family somehow. His behaviors and things like that splintered. The girls against, and he was here and you guys were there. Does that make sense?
His drinking probably would be what.
That would be splintering.
that
Yes,
would be
yes, right.
Yeah.
We would be splintered because of that, right? Alcoholism, we started with that. Yes, so your dad is the one claiming the splintering of the family, but they're both happy that in spite of the way they raised you, and your mom was very codependent with your dad, even though they're very, like, she enabled him, and nobody called him an alcoholic, and he was, and it would be like, God forbid you'd ever say that. She's totally cool with it now. She's over there saying, you can call him that. You both learned some pretty dysfunctional behaviors around relationships, but your dad is saying, you turned out so well anyway. And True, more so than your sister, and she's saying you helped her so much in the last 3 years. Does that make sense to you at all?
Yes.
Yeah. All three died of cancer, different forms of cancer.
Right.
You don't have that. They're showing you old age, like old lady, you're going to end up shriveled and like a prune and short. You're going to shrink because there's also some osteoporosis in your family. You're shrinking.
That's me.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's wrong with you is that, and you're going to get shrinking. That's about it. Enjoy your life. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We were very, very close, and then we did have a few challenges for a few years, and then we got very close at the end. So, I mean, it was great. My sister and I, we looked a tremendous amount alike for most of our lives, and she was quite a bit younger than I was, and it was just nice to know that she recognized that there was quite a bit to clean up.
Coming up, Michelle's mother and mother-in-law come through.
She's very happy you are not with their father, and she said she tried to warn you a little bit.
Yes,
and
that's fair.
In this reading, Michelle connects to her mother and mother-in-law.
Let's go to the wonderful family here. Now, you are cousins with these guys, or?
We're sisters.
Okay, the person that's talking to me says you are not with the father of these girls.
Correct.
Correct? And are you twins? No. No? You look so much alike. It's so crazy, right? How much age difference are you?
2, a year and a half.
Oh, yeah, you're almost twins. I mean, she could have been pregnant a long time. And then, and then you came out after, like, oh, I forgot, there was another one in there. Was your mother always very well dressed?
She liked to present herself
Like
well.
presentable, right?
Yes.
So being and making sure everyone was very presentable. So it's not so much controlling, was that everybody had to look good. When she passed, did she have to make sure she was dressed, or when she was sick, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And she's,
I think that
this is,
she wasn't presentable because she was sick, and
So
that
this was a big deal
really
for her.
bothered her, and
Yeah.
she really turned within.
yes, this is it, because this is about looks for her. This is about your mother's looks, because I know it's her. And I'm laughing because in my head I'm getting this woman who is like incensed that I could possibly indicate that there was any alcoholism or mental illness in the family because you guys were all so together. And so that was that. Everyone was together. I feel for her. She's very happy you are not with their father, and but she said she tried to warn you a little bit.
Yes, that's fair.
But he was so handsome, and it was all about his looks, apparently. But he's actually a really good guy. So she said he wasn't for you. Wasn't for you.
Right.
You went with the sparkles in your eye,
Right.
is what she says. Oh my God. Now, was he from the north?
Iran.
That's very interesting because I think I'm tuned into your mother-in-law also, who's passed.
Right. Wow.
Yes. So she was the one that was very controlling.
Yes.
She's the one that was very, very difficult. She was very frightened all the time, that one, and she was very hostile.
For sure.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
herself, not
Yes.
you and her. Yes,
Yes.
yes. She's talking about who she was, right?
Right.
So, and why her son was the way he was, right? This is all related to her apologizing to you because of how he was raised and that you didn't stand a chance. Your mother and her, forget it, but now they're buddies. So, okay, so they would never have
Right.
liked, forget, that was like oil and water and don't even put it in the same bowl. So she's saying that it's not that he's bad, she just understood that he would cause you heartache because of how he was raised. All right, so it was cultural, but it was also his expectations, his sense of entitlement, and that had to do with, with how she raised him.
Right.
It wasn't his fault. So I think both your mothers are saying, you know, there's forgiveness there has to happen for the sake of those girls.
Next up, Michelle's mother-in-law offers an apology on behalf of her son.
I feel like there was one missing in a family, a missing child.
I guess this is as good a time as any, yes.
This is important that you need to forgive yourself.
In the second part of Michelle's reading, she continues to connect to her mother-in-law, grandmother to her children Sasha and Kylie.
They don't have that understanding because their father can't help himself. He is who he is, right? So he doesn't know how to be with girls at all. It's not his fault. Nobody taught him. So he loves the two of you so much, and he's definitely still alive, right? So because this is going to be on television, you can make him watch. No, never. And they would he'd put forget it. He'd put you on those hot. You'd be no. That would be you'd be locked in a closet after coming here. No, but I get it because what she's trying to do is to make amends on behalf of your dad because he doesn't know any better because he doesn't know how to deal with. He doesn't know how to love something without hurting it. And he doesn't mean to do that. He doesn't mean to. They're both saying that it's hard for you because they don't want to see you grow up and live your life knowing that you were raised by somebody that you think is controlling and takes things away and does everything his way. That isn't totally true, that you don't understand the motive behind it. And so if you could see that this is just a person really struggling and doesn't know better. It wasn't, so that you don't go into life choosing a man that will do that to you again. And this is his mother. This is not your mother talking now. This is his mother. Because and she was also horribly controlling and is very sorry for that as well because she had to have it her way and was just super scared. You weren't supposed to marry him, apparently. But you're apparently, what she's saying is she's just so thrilled. And did you have another child?
No.
Is there one missing?
No.
Or did she lose a child? I feel like there was one missing in a family. Does it mean anything at all to you? A missing child.
I guess this is as good a time as any, yes.
It means something to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because this is important that you need to forgive yourself.
Oh my God.
You can never blame yourself for that. That was the right choice. Both your mothers. So your daughters don't go through something like this. They love you so much. They love you so much, and they love you. But the women and their mothers are saying to you specifically, you are a woman on a journey. And every choice that you've made and every loss that you've experienced has made you a strong and amazing person. And secrets just keep us sick.
Yeah.
You deserve to be happy. I'm going to close with that. Thank you.
Still ahead, Ellen's husband brings through fashion advice.
He doesn't want you, he's making fun of a new pair of shoes you have that look like old lady shoes. Don't wear them, he hates them. He's like,
In this reading, Ellen connects to her husband.
Ansel, this is such a weird name. No? There's only one person in the room could have an Ansel.
I know my daughter-in-law's cousin.
Is it Ansel? Okay. So this is your son's
Wife's cousin.
cousin. Okay, so nobody else owns an Ansel in this room, right? Okay. So
but
this is going to be, no, don't worry about it. He's alive, right? Ansel's alive. So let me explain how this can work. So I will find the one thing that would separate a person out of the entire room that would only belong to them that might be bizarre. And that's a strange name. I've never heard anyone with that name, but I just said, give me the next person and find the person with an Ansel, right? So, but I think this is your husband that's passed. Is this correct? Do you have a husband? Okay, so he's the one that, okay, this is so funny. He's showing me, it's like he would hide the Easter eggs so you wouldn't be able to find them. Does that make sense to you? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea. He's like showing you that you guys did that as adults. and he tried to do that with me too with Ansel. It was like, find her. It was like... And he's showing me an Easter egg with the name Ansel on it, even though that had nothing to do with, but the Easter hunting thing is so interesting. You guys had a really unique relationship. He really loved you, but he was a very difficult personality, he's saying.
Yes.
Okay, so he doesn't want to say he was abusive, but he was, in a way, when he withdrew, because he used to get to you by being super duper passive aggressive. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay, well now he's very chatty.
Yes.
And he doesn't want you, he's making fun of a new pair of shoes you have that look like old lady shoes that are like you bought these shoes with strings and stuff like that look like nursing type of shoes. Is that true?
Yes.
Don't wear them, he hates them. It's like, you can buy, I have no idea what this man is talking about you going shoe shopping, but he does not like your choice of shoes right now. And he loves you in the other kind of shoes. This is silly, but you didn't buy the loafer type shoes and you chose the other ones instead. Is this true? Well, you go back to the store and get the other ones. He follows you everywhere, this husband of yours. So it's funny because this is a man who is so invested in you being happy and pretty, and he didn't tell you you were pretty enough, and sometimes you complained that he didn't pay enough attention to you. Resonates? Okay. Yeah. And he wants you to know that he's even on the crossed over. He's looking at what you're wearing. He's seeing what you're doing. Don't get old, he's saying. Don't. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it's like, because you're starting to feel like that, and he says it's not true. You had a conversation, he's saying, was sitting at a table, you and a girlfriend, you were talking about feeling old and getting old and missing him.
Yes.
And missing your arguments at the kitchen table.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not old, he's saying. Get off those, give those shoes away. And he's very clear saying to you, that you've been feeling like you've been stuck in cotton batton the past 4 years. Like really you couldn't get out of the cotton. Does this make sense to you? Okay. You're coming out of it now. It's just like the discomfort, the health stuff too. He's showing me stuff with your hips. Your hips, yes? So like you're walking, you've got to claim your life again. He's saying you've got to claim it. You are loved. He's not interested in you coming over there anytime soon. Right? So
Good.
Yeah. He never told you how much, he loved your skin. He loved your skin. Did he used to touch your face? Yes, he loved your skin. And he wants me to tell you it's like a baby's bottom. I don't know why he's saying that. I've never... You understand what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And he wants you to remember all those things and how he wished he said more to you. He wished that when he got cold on you and he made you feel insecure, that he could take all that back. He wants you to remember the good things because he is saying, you are still remembering the story of the things that he tried to control you in a way that was so you wouldn't leave him or so, you know what I mean? Just to make you feel a little smaller so he could contain you.
Yes.
Yeah. He made a mistake. He wished he could do that again differently. You're the only person left that can change that story. And he wants you to do it now. because you have a big, long life ahead of you. So he wants to say that in public now. How beautiful, how soft. Just not your taste in shoes is no good. And you got to get yourself back that you lost over the past 4 years. She's there, and she wants to go dancing. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Not really built a wall around myself, but I keep my grief quite private. And I think I need to let people in, more so. And now that I have 2 little grandchildren, probably that will take place. I did want my husband to come through and speak to me, and that he did. And everything that she said was true.
I communicate with loved ones who have passed in order to bring through their messages, because until we're willing to face our old stories, they'll continue to have power over us. Our loved ones want to make sure that we live our lives to the fullest. So until next time, I'm Colette Baron-Reid with messages from Spirit.
It's eye-opening. It's extravagant, and it's I'm awestruck actually.
I'm loving the show. I love Colette. I listened to Colette a lot on Hay House Radio years ago. Sad she left. So it's wonderful actually to see her live because she's everything and more that I thought she would be. She's wonderful. Very down to earth, very natural, very impressed.
I completely believe that spirit is all around us, and the veil between the physical and the non-physical seems to be thinning as the years pass, and I'm completely open to the messages they have to offer and the guidance that they have to give us.
I'm blown away. The specificity that she pinpoints something that with somebody that's out there, and it's so specific and so unique to that individual and so unusual that there's no denying that there's some kind of real connection being made. It's really quite amazing.
She's just really engaging, she's funny, she doesn't take herself too seriously, and I've been emotionally moved. So it's been really positive so far.